So here's a limit, and this is a left-hand limit. I know it's a left-hand limit because of this little negative sign. Let me use a highlighter here instead of that thing. This little negative sign here, superscript to the right of the -1, means we're going to approach -1 from the left side. So essentially what we do is we hop on the function here out at the left side, and we head towards -1 on the x-axis. And what we're looking for is what y value are we approaching as we head this way along the function from the left. And we're heading towards x equals -1. Well, what we're heading toward is -5 on the y-axis. So that answer should be letter D. We're going to choose letter D when we do that particular problem, because we are doing the left-hand limit, and we have a graph, so we just follow the graph. We don't even really need to analyze this expression here because we have the graph of the expression. So we just do the left hand, we follow it toward x equals -1, and the y value that we're hitting is right here at y equals -5. So that's letter D for that problem. Let's take a look at one more. So here in number 12, we're going to do another left-hand limit. Again, I know it's a left-hand limit because I see that little negative sign right there to the upper right of the 3. That's called a superscript. Now remember, we always try substitution on these limits first. So I'm just going to go ahead and try substitution and see what happens. If it works, we're in great shape. So I'm going to do limit as x approaches 3 from the negative side, and I'm basically going to put a 3 in for x and a 3 in here, and you'll see that we end up getting 6 over 0. As soon as we get 6 over 0, we know that this is going to be some kind of infinity. The question is it negative infinity or positive infinity? Those are supposed to be infinity symbols there. Okay, so this is the question that we have to answer. And we can do that if we pay attention to this minus sign. Since we're approaching 3 from the left, it means we want to pick an x value that's just to the left of 3. So an integer that's just left of 3 would be 2. And you could actually use 2 if you wanted, but you could use like 2.9 or some other number that's just to the left of 3. And I'm going to substitute that in instead. So if I do this calculation again with 2.9 instead of 3, you'll notice that what I get is 2 times 2.9, that's going to be 5.8 over negative 0.1. Geez, I couldn't spit that out. Okay. Now, the important part about this calculation isn't the decimal values. It's that we have a positive number on top and a negative number on bottom. And as we get closer and closer to 3, it's going to stay positive on top and negative on bottom. But that value is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. And so that tells me that this is going to be the negative infinity for this 6 over 0. 6 over 0 is some kind of infinity, and when we're approaching from the left, it's a negative infinity. So for this problem, we're going to choose letter C on our answer key here. So I'm putting C for this answer. So for this one, you do have to pay attention to which side of 3 you're coming at, and then you just choose a number that's just to, in this case, the left of 3. If it were a plus sign there, I'd pick something just a little bit bigger, like 3.1. And I'm really just examining the signs. For us, it's a plus divided by a minus, which is going to be a negative infinity. Hope this helps. Good luck. Let me know if you have any other questions.